Christmas just keeps getting better and better every year. Last week we had a great chapter, and this week before the end of the New Year's, 1071 got leaked ahead of schedule, which I have no idea how this happens. Thank God it did, and I do want to give a great shout out to the people who actually upload these scans and upload these translations, because they're working around the clock to bring One Piece to everyone around the world. Now into the review. So, chapter 1071. This chapter is nothing but action, and it's fantastic. Oda's giving us a lot before we go on another week break, but we start off with Kuma flying head first into the red line, into 𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚗, and he is causing havoc, and we don't know why, but this is kind of scary because we already have Kizaru and a lot of Marines headed to Egghead Island, right? So now the world government and 𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚗 is kind of unprotected. They got Akinu, they got Fujitora, hopefully, and I think Green Bull, maybe he's still in Wano. I'm not really sure where Green Bull went, but we have a warlord, and Kuma is very strong, and he is about to wreak havoc. We have really no idea what he's even doing on 𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚗. And flash back to Egghead Island, where we see Lucci preparing the Marines to try and take out Vegapunk, and Stussy is like, yo, Lucci, you're not gonna listen to the Marines, we're not gonna listen to the government. And Lucci's a little butthurt, you know, because he got his ass whooped by Luffy. He's like, I refuse to accept him as a emperor. And you see all the different personalities of Vegapunk talking and kind of trying to figure out the situation. It is kind of funny just to see that they are all different facets of him, but they're all arguing. And I will say that Lilith is my favorite Vegapunk personality, because she is, first of all, baddie, and she's always trying to fight. So I love seeing her argue with the other Vegapunks and be like, yo, we should take out Lucci for what did to Atlas. We gotta avenge our other Vegapunk personality. But amidst all of this, Vegapunk's just like, hey, there's another ally on this island that we call, and he just calls them. So they're calling in some kind of help who's on the island, but the other Vegapunks are like saying, hey, hold your horses, because if we ask them for help, they're gonna be in trouble. They're gonna have no place to hide from the government. So now we're trying to figure out who this other person is. And out of, you know, left field, probably won't happen, but my first thought is Kizaru, because first of all, he's headed off to Egghead Island. He might already be at Egghead Island, we're not sure yet. And also Sentomaru, his nephew, was wasted by Lucci, so he definitely does have motivation to be on Vegapunk's side. But other than that, we have some name that's gonna drop who's already on the island and who is kind of an enemy of the Marines, or maybe incognito with the Marines, and now he's gonna turn to help Vegapunk. But my guess, long shot, probably no way in hell, but it'd be really cool if Kizaru did defect or was gonna help at least Vegapunk for this situation, you know, because they're family and all that stuff. But Kizaru is the only person that comes to mind. So then somehow the Egghead Island laboratory defense system becomes offline. There is someone in the control room that we haven't seen yet, and then now CP0 is able to come up to Egghead Island and pass through its defenses. Lucci's just like, hey, we destroyed all the ships downstairs. There is just one left, and it's the Straw Hat Sunny. So Kaku's like, Tempest Kick, Sky Slicer, his most powerful attack that he did in CP9 back in Ennie's lobby. But the best part of this chapter, amazing. Zoro just casually sleeping, wakes up to see Sky Slicer, pulls out his sword, just KOs it real quick, stops it. He's like, who the hell interrupted my fucking nap? I love Zoro. He got that dog in him for sure. And Oda... I love just saying this because we haven't seen any like Zoro action, and then he clashes with Kaku a little bit, but honestly this giraffe is gonna get fucking packed back to the zoo when Zoro's done with it. So I mean, I just want to see more of this, but I kind of want to see like Zoro one-shot Kaku, especially with the level that Zoro's on after mastering Conqueror. He hasn't mastered Conqueror's coding, but he, you know, he's able to do that. So I don't think Kaku will ever be able to even stand up to him. And then Zoro blocked Sky Slicer with the one swing, which was hype as fuck. I'm at my seat cheering when I saw that. And then we go back to Vegapunk and Bonnie. Bonnie is now chasing Vegapunk's like, hey, turn my dad back to normal. And Vegapunk's like saying, no, I can't. There's a good reason for that. So even Drag did not know why Kuma took off without consulting them. So he doesn't know their plan. So it's safe to say that Vegapunk and Kuma had their own plan set in motion outside of Dragon's influence. And now this is kind of like the culmination of their plan, maybe to cause some havoc and maybe take down 𝚑𝚑𝚗𝚗, or at least cause enough fray and the trust between government and 𝚑𝚑𝚗𝚗 to cause some kind of everlasting backlash. And then Oda does his famous cutaway, but to Kid in the new world, and he has just discovered Elbaf. So he got to Elbaf before everyone else, and this would be really great if all three, Luffy, Law, and Eustace all meet on Elbaf, but I'm not sure if Law's even gonna make it out of his Blackbeard ordeal. But it's great to see Kid is like kind of progressing the story, and because the crew has to get to Elbaf, and that's where Shanks is. So to see Shanks and Kid meet up again after Shanks cut off his arm, I just can't wait to see that interaction. The story moving along strong outside of the Straw Hats influence and outside of their experience. So I really love to see that. And then we go to G14, the Navy base. Everyone's crying that like Kobe got kidnapped by Blackbeard, and Helmeppo's just like, yo, I'm kind of torn up. Can we do anything to help? And Garp's just like, yo, get on board. We're gonna go head over to Blackbeard's home turf. We're gonna beat the shit out of him and then take Kobe back. And to be fair, I know a lot of people, including me, are trying to power scale Garp right now, and old age really does ruin everything in One Piece. Like Silver's Rayleigh said that I would have been able to take on Blackbeard in my prime, but now that I'm old as fuck, you know, it is hard for me to compete with this youngster. So he had to bluff when he met Blackbeard. And Garp is relatively around the same age, and I don't even know if Garp is stronger than Rayleigh. I think they're kind of equal, so I think it is safe to assume that Garp is stronger than Silver's Rayleigh. But to say that he can Blackbeard, I would love it in my heart if Blackbeard got folded by Garp, because Garp is super strong and we don't even know why he's the hero of the Navy. But it's very safe to assume that Garp has Future Sight, he has Armament Haki, and he has Conqueror's Coding. Like, I honestly, Garp is definitely a conqueror for sure. But to see him actually go up against Blackbeard and kind of see how that's going to go, I think it'll just be another stalemate situation where they'll meet up and Blackbeard will be like, I don't really want to fight you, Garp, so take Kobe and just get out of my fucking sight. So Garp's, I think his name in general is going to have more weight than him actually being able to fight. But this chapter, that Zoro moment honestly made me think 9, 10 out of 10, but probably I would say a good 9. But there's a lot of stuff going on in the works and there's so much setup, but I just want to see kind of like the culmination of Egghead Island and Kizaru pulling up, Garp with Blackbeard, and then I also want to see Kuma's situation. And also Kid is at Elbath now, so there's 4 things that we can branch off to in the new year, but I'm super excited to see how this is going to go along. I'm a Zoro fanboy, so Zoro cutting Sky Slicer with ease was hype as fuck, and I love that panel where he's like, who the fuck interrupted my nap? But let me know what you guys thought and what was your favorite panel, but I will see you guys later, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.